Okay, so this is a quick description of the ZP alcohol sensor, and also maybe extending the alcohol sensor to be robust enough for some sort of in-field type applications. So at ZP, we have an alcohol sensor. You can find this on our web store. It's based on a sort of screen printed electrode format, and you'll also find some raw data up there. And what we've done is we've taken our alcohol sensor, we've tested it using chronoamperometry. If you're unsure about chronoamperometry, we do have a free resource called the ZP Academy, and there's two free courses on there that introduce um, electrochemistry and techniques for biosensor developers. So that said, so we test the sensor with alcohol, and we essentially increase the concentration by volume, and the signal sort of increases proportionally, and that data is on the ZP web store. Now, um, the way that we're often doing this kind of, let's say, testing is we'll take a sensor, in this case the alcohol sensor, we'll put it into a beaker, we'll have a stirrer on it. So the data we may be showing on the web store is essentially a laboratory experiment, that's what proof of principle. As I say, we'll run chronoamperometry where we look at the signal versus time. That can be, when you look at the raw signal, you'll see something called like a break-in time where the sensor's essentially reaching its equilibrium. And when it's reached that, then we will add in, for example, a drop of concentrated, essentially alcohol. That'll get stirred into the solution and the signal will change accordingly. Now, if there's, so that's how we've gathered the data on the web store, and we do have another area of the web store called the application zone where we do show a lot of um, laboratory experiments where we test various sensors. The videos that you see on that page are almost in chronological order, um, and so the last three I would say are the best three because over the years our video quality's gone higher and higher. But you can have a look on that part of the web store and get a sense of practically how we do those kind of experiments. Um, if you're looking to put our kind of sensors into a more robust environment, then I think our sort of rod platform is probably the way to do it. So we have a rod platform where if you zoom in on those rods, you'll see there's a socket for our various sensors. The sensors essentially get potted into place. So that's a sensing element. This gives you a sense of scale. So this particular one is, for example, we would plant that into the soil at that kind of level, and we have these sensors at, for example, a depth of 30 or 60. Um, this rod technology is part of an entire technology stack that we have at Zimmer Peacock, where we have rods that can communicate with base stations, and then we can wirelessly send our data to a database called Julie, which can either communicate with apps. So ZP might have an app. In the case of nitrate, we have an app. Rods can talk to one another, so you can end up with a sort of mesh network. We can have repeaters in the system, but importantly, we can also send the data onto API as well. So if I was to summarize, I wanted to show you how we got the data on the web store, um, show you that in fact you want to see videos about how we do lab experiments, then look at the application zone. But if you're looking to put like something like the alcohol sense into a more robust environment, then you probably have to come onto our rod platform. Okay, if you've got any questions, Zimmer Peacock, please reach out to us. Thanks very much.